Well, the NFL draft is Thursday in Arlington, Texas, and while the rest of the country is talking about what the Browns will do with that #1 overall pick, we here in Youngstown are talking about two Mahoning Valley natives that could go in the very first round, Billy Price from Austintown Fitch and Warren Harding grad James Daniels. Let's start with Ohio State's Ironman Billy Price.
I'll tell you what, he broke all the records there, 55 consecutive starts. He's done it all. He's been the Ironman, but he battled those injuries. Of course, that torn pec that he had surgery on from back at the Combine. He tells us he's going to be good to go. Come June, he'll be full go and doesn't have any limitations whatsoever. So NFL teams should not be scared away by his injury in any way, shape, or form.
Right, he was a two-time captain in Columbus. That doesn't happen very often. And his doctor sent a letter to every NFL team assuring that he would be ready for NFL training camp. One of the other kids we're talking about is James Daniels from Warren Harding. And boy, he was a kid that was at Iowa, left early after his junior year, and his stock has certainly been on the rise.
And that team at Iowa, that program at Iowa, is known for churning out and developing tremendous offensive linemen. They've got a great coach in Kirk Ferentz who heaped a huge amount of praise onto James Daniels. Now, this is a guy that's coached in the NFL. He's coached, of course, at a major Big Ten college program. He's coached some pretty good guys, including Jonathan Ogden. He says that James Daniels could be the best center prospect that he has ever coached, be it in college or in the National Football League.
Yeah, and he certainly walked the walk, too. James Daniels started as a true freshman in Iowa. 25 of the last 30 games he's played in, he's started. It's his intangibles, though, that make him really appealing to NFL teams. He's 6'3", 300 pounds. His arm length through the roof, 33 3/4. That's about 2 inches longer than Price. That's what makes him attractive and valuable to NFL teams.
And when you talk to him, he's so soft-spoken, so down-to-earth, so quiet, but when he gets out onto the football field, he's an absolute monster. I remember when we interviewed him prior to his senior season with the Warren Harding Raiders, and I'll tell you what, he talked to me about being a gladiator, fighting out there on the gridiron, and it's good to see him have this huge success. And I think the most interesting thing is both of the coaches for the two guys that we're talking about, Billy Price and also James Daniels, both of them said that their respective player that they had coached reminds them of Corey Stringer, certainly a tremendous football talent, the late Corey Stringer from here in the Valley.
Absolutely, and James Daniels, of course, following in those footsteps at Warren Harding. Hard to knock the smile off James Daniels' face. That's what I remember. And, of course, he comes from a football family. His father, LaShawn Daniels, played at Ohio State, played for the Minnesota Vikings, and his brother, LaShawn Daniels Jr., played for 4 NFL teams and most recently played 4 games for the Washington Redskins. So it's all in the family for him.
It certainly is. And when you looked at these guys in the high school ranks coming up, you and I were around them quite a bit. You just knew that there was that something special, that it factor, that these guys were going to go on to do really good things. They've gone on to do great things, and the best is yet to come.
A couple NFL teams are going to get really good centers that they can plug in for a long time. Keep an eye out for the Los Angeles Rams because they spent some time. You talked to Coach Annarella. I talked to Coach Arnold. They were here in town doing their homework on these two.
No doubt. Philadelphia Eagles, also a team looking for some offensive line help. And I think the thing that stands out about Billy Price, and he said this to us last weekend, he said, look, I can play center, I can play tackle, I can play guard. He said most of the other guys in this draft can do just guard, just tackle, just center. He's a jack of all trades.
Absolutely. The Rams don't have a first-round draft pick, so it might be interesting to see if they wheel and deal their way in to try and grab one of these two. Interesting story about James Daniels as well. He was considering Ohio State very strongly, one of 3 choices, him, Alabama, and Iowa. A very funny recruiting story told by Coach Steve Arnold. We have that at WKBN.com as well. And, of course, the NFL Draft Thursday night on Fox Youngstown. It all gets started at 8 p.m.